So it's a pleasure to welcome you after the lunch break. At our last panel, last session, not the panel, but last block, last thematic block, last session, called into the universe. We'll change the perspective now, change the scale, and instead of traveling inwards and downwards, as we did during Deep Traveler session, now we will think about other scale, so traveling into some corners, towards some corners of the universe, or maybe universes, many universes. When I think of universe, of course, I think about cosmos, and we'll have some talks that are directly related to cosmic exploration or exploration of the cosmos. When I think about cosmos, I think that it could be a place that in which we could radically speculate, radically reimagine things happening also on Earth, a space of potentiality that gives us and inspires us to reinvent many things differently and other scales, but based on other values and laws. So to build better worlds under new circumstances and conditions, to test various alternatives, stretching our imagination into its limits or perhaps even beyond them. It could be inspired by new discoveries of astrophysics, for instance. It invites us also to create prototypes adequate to radically different physical conditions, different gravity, different chemical composition, different radiation, landscapes, experiences of space and time. On the other hand, cosmos is a mirror of human power relations and dynamics. So we project into the universe our geopolitical relations, our power dynamics, and we somehow reproduce things happening on Earth. We also project our mental models onto the cosmos. It becomes again and again a space for new colonial fantasies, born of greed and lust for conquest, competition for resources, and of course new extractivism. It's no coincidence that it is in the context of space and deep sea that the contemporary discussions about the future of mining are taking place. These are the new frontiers of mining, mining from asteroids, from other planets, but also mining from the deep ocean, from the seabed, without realizing what it means for various ecosystems and for the living on Earth. It seems that right now various projects and also ideologies are clashing over how we want to inhabit that space, what rules and values we would like to base our exploration projects on. So what are our visions, missions, and strategies related to space? Will it be a place for the realization of dreams and hopes, the design of better worlds, or a place where current global trends will be reinforced and conflicts amplified? So out of this tension, new economic, political, ecological, and social paradigms will emerge for sure. And they will shape not only our perception of the cosmos, but also how we will organize our coexistence with each other as humans and with our interplanetary systems. So through tools like mathematics, physics, data visualization, and computational models, we not only map the observable universe, but also grapple with the unpredictable forces that govern it. So it's again a competition for their presentation. So can we, also somehow grab what is unpredictable in the cosmos? What emerges in the dialogue between order and chaos? We attempt to impose a framework framework of understanding on the cosmos, while simultaneously confronting its vast intrinsic unpredictability. For instance, the detection of gravitational waves on the 14th of September 2015, so not 9 years ago, by scientists from the LIGO project has fundamentally shifted our understanding of space-time. Predicted by Einstein's theory of relativity, these waves revealed that space-time itself can ripple and distort, much like the surface of a pond. So when massive objects, of course there are different explanations how those ripples are created and what is the source of those gravitational waves, but one of them is that when massive objects like black holes collide, they send these ripples through the universe, providing a new way of observing cosmic events. This discovery not only affirmed Einstein's theory, but also forced us to rethink the very structure of the universe, where space-time is not static, but fluid, constantly shaped by mass and energy. Gravitational waves don't merely exist. They actively distort space-time, stretching and compressing it. So you can imagine that it's this kind of process, that these ripples, they traverse the space and making it stretching and compressing. This makes us rethink the cosmos as a fluid entity, where mass and energy directly shape the very structure of reality. So this phenomenon of gravitational waves, a ripple in space and time, can become also for us an invitation to build new visions of the future based on new models of the world. So we can think about these gravitational waves not only as a phenomenon that's in astrophysics, but also something that makes us rethink our models and think about new models. Meanwhile, of course, instead of radical speculation based on the new discoveries, we are increasingly recreating in space the spectacle of the same things that have guided exploitation, oppression, and power dynamics on Earth for years. In recent years, space research has expanded beyond the governmental agencies like, or intergovernmental agencies like NASA or ESA, so, also European Space Agency, and private enterprises such as SpaceX, Blue Origin or Rocket Lab are shaping a new phase of space exploration, often referred to as the commercialization or privatization of space. And people from this sector, they say that, that now it's very hard to fund a mission that is only like, a public-funded mission. So it's a new paradigm of private enterprises who really have power and resources for certain explorations. So these companies are pushing the boundaries of what is technically and economically feasible, from reusable rockets, so rockets that could be used many times, to space tourism, of course. In addition to private efforts, space mining has gained significant attention. Space mining, like the extraction of resources from asteroids, moons, or other celestial bodies, is no longer confined to science fiction. There are companies who try to do that, researching how to harvest materials such as different gases, metals, or rare minerals from space, which could not only fuel future missions, but also serve as the foundation for creating sustainable outposts, of course. But of course, on the other hand, we can point to some interesting research and discoveries that allow us to look at many things anew. So to reframe also how we understood certain things on Earth. One of the most critical conversations today invokes making space exploration more inclusive. What it means, for instance, the European Space Agency's recent efforts to include astronauts with disabilities in future missions are very groundbreaking. And here we've got also a Polish accent, because in one of space habitats, the space habitats, these are the places in which you simulate space missions. So for example, people are, living there for many months in close environment with some simulated events happening in space. So the mission, like Icarus 1, it was one of the missions conducted in Polish habitat Lunares, close to Piła. We're testing how space habitats could be adapted to meet the needs of individuals with disabilities, how people with disabilities function in relationships with our crew members, but also, it's important, how some disabilities can become particularly valuable abilities in space conditions. So for instance, related to muscles and, atrophy of muscles and people without, for instance, without legs, but in some certain conditions, their disabilities appear to be abilities. So during Icarus 1, physically disabled crew members participated in the mission, providing insights into habitat design, task management, and team dynamics in extreme environments. It is also, for me, an excellent example of how the cosmos can stretch our imagination, ripples on it, and inspire new, non-obvious solutions. It can become a space for radical reframing and a field of inventing new models, physical, ethical, mental, social, and political. Of course, if we don't lose this opportunity. And now I would like to introduce our speakers today, Oficina Studio, that offers new tools for representing different universes, not only space, but also universes like urban universes, for instance, or some scientific processes, visualizing data related to them, and through this visualizing, understanding them better, and also helping us in reframing and changing perspectives. So Oficina Studio, you know the studio from the visual identification of Signal Festival. That's one of their designs. They also created the project Planet Prague and Imagine Prague in collaboration with scientists that showcase how urban ecosystems and scientific data can be translated into engaging visual experiences. They also use procedural design and mathematical systems. Probably we will speak about them also during the talk. And in projects like Tokamak, they have shown how even abstract scientific concepts like nuclear fusion could be presented in ways that are visually compelling and educational. Our second speaker, Xin Liu, I hope I pronounced it correctly, takes a different approach, exploring the relationship between human life and cosmic forces. Xin focuses in her presentation on the concept of cosmic metabolism, explores the notion that both natural and artificial systems are engaged in continuous cycles of creation, destruction, and regeneration. And her works, such as Seedlings and Offsprings, for instance, focus on space travel, cryonics, and the pursuit of human immortality, questioning whether we can truly escape the processes of decay that govern our life, or all life. So Xin's artistic exploration pushes us to rethink the ethical and existential implications of space exploration and technological advances. And then Ariane Cook, as the founder of arts at CERN, has been at the forefront of fostering interdisciplinary collaborations between artists and scientists. Her concept of creative collisions between art and science encourages merging of seemingly disparate fields to generate new ways of understanding the universe. So Cook emphasizes the role of imagination as humanity's greatest superpower, comparing the vastness of the cosmos to the intricacies of the human brain, with its billions of neurons acting as a microcosm of galaxies. And then we'll have a keynote lecture by Michaela Musilova. Michaela Musilova works in the high seas habitat in Hawaii, or worked in the high seas habitat in Hawaii, focused on preparing humans for long duration missions beyond Earth. It's different habitat, you know, Lunares in Poland is different, but we've got this system of habitats around the world. Addressing critical issues like mental health, team dynamics, and resource management in isolated environments. Her keynote will also focus on the project that is called Astro 7 Summits, bringing an Earth-centric perspective to space exploration, reminding us that while we reach for the stars, we should also protect our planet. And I think it's a very good point and very good conclusion. So now let's embark on a new journey together, this time not downward and inward, but towards multiple corners of the universe.